And welcome to this training on how to get your first or your next 100 subscribers. We're going to be diving into the things that you need to set up in order to be successful in growing your email list, as well as multiple ways to bring people to your sign up form to get them onto your list, both personal one-on-one techniques as well as some more advanced techniques for driving traffic. So let's dive in. First thing I want you to do is to identify your goal. For this training, for our purposes, I want you to think about challenging yourself to go for 100 new email subscribers. And I know that may sound large, but it's absolutely entirely doable if you work through this training and implement the things that I'm going to suggest to you. So, number one, get clear on your ideal collector and the 4 to 5 content categories that I've talked about so much in the past. If you're not sure what I mean, be sure to review the Day 2 training in the Attract Your Ideal Collector Challenge. It's here inside the membership under the Art Business topic. When I'm talking about those content categories, I'm talking about honing in on the things that you share in common with your collectors, and it helps you to begin to narrow your focus and make sure that you are becoming an attractive person, an attractive business to your potential clients and customers. Now, the first step that you really have got to take is to set up what we call your ESP. And that's not extrasensory perception, it's your email service provider. Remember that you cannot send bulk emails via things like Gmail or Yahoo or your regular email service, because that violates the laws around bulk marketing emails. In order to comply with those laws, it's necessary to use an email service provider. It's the best practice out there. The two that I recommend are FASO or MailChimp. If you've got a FASO Gold plan, that email list, the newsletter software, when they say newsletter, that's what they mean is your email list. That's your email service provider. You can also use MailChimp, which is free for the first 2,000 subscribers. And in addition, MailChimp integrates easily with FASO. So get that set up. How you set it up depends on which of these services you're going to use, and all of them have excellent documentation and resources on exactly how to go about doing that. So follow their directions for whichever service provider you've chosen to use. Next, you want to create an incentive, something that's going to make people want to sign up for your email list. And a lot of times in online marketing, we call that incentive a lead magnet. And I know that's a funky sounding word. All it means is something that's going to attract leads, i.e. your ideal collector. So a lead magnet or an incentive is something that you give to people when they subscribe to your email list. Now, you do not have to have a lead magnet. You don't have to have a thing that they download. Your incentive could simply be the offer that you're going to give them VIP early bird access to any of your upcoming collections. So those first suggestions there, they don't require you go to make anything. So you don't have to go make a fancy pants PDF. And please do not go make a screensaver. Those are totally ineffective as lead magnets. Instead, target something, use something that is going to be really useful and appreciated by your potential ideal collectors. So the ideas that I have here for you are VIP early bird access, VIP virtual collection receptions, and you can hold those via Zoom, VIP monthly Zoom Ask Me Anything sessions where you begin to create a sense of community and draw your collectors in closer to you. Now, if you want to make something that they can download, I would suggest something like a PDF lookbook where they can see examples of your work and read some of the stories that you've written, some of the write-ups that you've created already around those paintings. And that doesn't have to be large. It could be 10 to 15 paintings just put into a PDF. And you can set that up in Canva. Remember canva.com? It has free options, and you can create beautiful PDFs using their templates over on canva.com. So those 4 things are early bird access, virtual collection receptions, monthly Zoom Ask Me Anything sessions, and a PDF lookbook. Pick one, don't overthink it, and get started. Next, you want to set up a landing page and opt-in forms. So you're probably asking, what is a landing page? A landing page, again a marketing term, means a page that you're sending people to from some other traffic source. So if you're sending people to a page to sign up for your email list, that page is a landing page. If you're sending people to a page to buy your painting, that's a landing page. It's a place on your website that people land first, and it has a really focused, targeted goal. You're not trying to do a whole pile of things on that page, just one thing. And I'm a big fan of people creating a landing page that has just their email sign up on it. It is absolutely possible to do that on both FASO, Squarespace, and any other platform that you're using. Simply create a new page, put in your email subscription form, add an image of a painting at the top, and tell people a little bit about what your incentive is. Click Save and add that to your menu. Label it Sign Up for My Email List, or just simply label it Email List. Please don't call it Newsletter. Y'all know how I feel about that word. That's what a landing page is. An opt-in form is the actual form where people put in their email address and their name. And you create that inside of your email service provider. FASO has a section in the back end for creating and setting up your opt-in form. So does MailChimp. Then you want to think about all the possible places that you should put that opt-in form. First is that landing page, that dedicated landing page. Then on the footer of every page on your website. And most of the FASO and Squarespace templates out there allow you to do that. In fact, they've already got it on there. Another great option is the top banner. FASO has the option to add the top banner with the gold plan. Take advantage of that. Encourage people to sign up to your email list in that top banner. Squarespace also has the same thing. If you look on my website, you can see where I use that top banner to encourage people to sign up for my webinar. Last on that list is a pop-up. Now, a pop-up won't work on FASO. They don't allow them, but Squarespace does. Pop-ups are the things that slide in after somebody's been on a website for a little while and invite them to join your email list. They're very effective. They can be quite annoying, and I resisted them for a long time, but the fact is that they work. And when you use them correctly, where you're not blocking access to the page, but they slide in after a while, they're not so darn annoying. So think about adding your opt-in form to each of those places so that you can maximize when people come to your website. Now, here we're getting into the down and dirty. This is where I want you to start taking action on bringing people to your list. And this first suggestion I have for you is one-on-one. It is the one-to-one conversion bringing people to your email list that is super effective. And in fact, you could use this to get all 100 of your first or next subscribers. I highly recommend that you do. And I would space it out so you're doing approximately 10 a day until you get those 100 subscribers. Because the truth is, you already know people who would be your ideal collectors. You just need to reach out to them and let them know what you're doing. So I want you to personally invite 10 people from your email address book a day to join your email list. Now, it doesn't have to just be your email address book. It could be your phone contact list. It could be friends on Facebook, friends on your personal Instagram profile, friends that are in your regular hard address book. But I want you to reach out to the people you know. Think about people who would be interested in what you're doing or that you would like to work with as a customer. Don't write anybody off. More people are interested than you realize. And no, you're not annoying people. Use the template that I've provided. I've got a PDF for you here underneath the video that you can use as a way to get started. Send this email individually. This is what I mean by one-to-one. Send an email to each of these people individually and invite them to join your email list. You can also go into Facebook, and with the people that you really actually know on your personal profile, you can send them a message in Messenger and invite them to join your email list. Yes, I know it's scary because you're putting yourself out there, but you have to put yourself out there in order to grow. You have to step out of your comfort zone in order to really begin to grow. So go for it. You don't have anything to lose. Yes, some people are going to say no, and that's okay. You can actually reply to the people who email back and go, no, I'm not really interested right now, and say, thanks so much for thinking about it. And if you know of anybody that you think might be interested, please feel free to share my email with them. That way, you're empowering them to be some of your biggest cheerleaders, even if they're not joining your email list. So use that template and remember that it's an offer to serve them. You are not asking them for a sale right now. I want you to remember, we serve our audience. Always remember that, and it's so much easier to do the work. Now, these next tips have to do with sending actual traffic from social media over to your website. Remember, the last one was a one-to-one tip. Now we're going to talk about driving traffic, and it's called organic traffic. By traffic, I mean people that you have had some contact with on social media over to your website. Simply having a website and having an opt-in form and a landing page is not going to get you subscribers. You have to have eyeballs on that form. So there are a number of ways to do that. Number one, we're going to think about doing some things directly. That means first putting a link to your landing page, not just your website. That link needs to be to the landing page, inviting them to opt in. So links in all of your social media bios to your email list landing page. Number two, links and weekly invitations on social media to subscribe via social media. And that means that at least once a week, make a post talking about what you're doing and invite people to subscribe. Share the link. You can share the link directly on your Facebook page. And in Instagram now, you can share a link in stories. So just hop on stories, do a little quick live, and invite people to join your email list. Add the link with the link sticker. and people can click on that in stories and go directly to your website and sign up. If you're posting on Instagram on your grid, you can send them to the link in your bio, or you can send them the link in DMs, because in DMs, in the direct messages on Instagram, that link is clickable. Remember, it's not going to be clickable in your grid caption. Then, last place where you can really actually make bank is to add it to a signature link to your email. So all of you, we know we've talked about business emails, and in FASO, you can set up a business email using yourname.com or whatever your .com is that you're using for your website. If you set up a signature, which means that little thing that automatically is at the bottom of every email, in your email service provider, in your business email, you can add a link to subscribe and join your email list. So give it a call to action. To join my email list, just click this link and put the link underneath there to your landing page. You'll be surprised how just doing those 3 things where you're directly issuing an invitation will grow your email list. And it'll do it all organically without costing you a penny. No ads. Now, in addition to direct methods, there are indirect methods as well. And these are some of my favorite. I do them all the time. So what I mean by indirectly is that you're not putting the link necessarily to your sign-up page into your social media post. But the places that you're sending people, they've got the link. So one of the things I do almost all the time, and I actually do it all the time, and it's probably how you found me, is that I create social media posts with links to blog posts on my website. And on those blog posts, I have call to actions to join my email list. It's an indirect method because I'm sending them to the blog post, but all over that website page are invitations to join my email list in some shape or form. Second, connect your personal social media profiles to your business ones. That's possible on almost every platform that's out there. So connect your personal Facebook page profile to your business page, which means have a link to it. Have a link to your website on your personal profile. And again, remember, make it your sign-up page. Do the same thing on your personal Instagram or on your Pinterest account as well. Then last, make valuable social media posts. And I'm not talking about adding any links there. When you create and post interesting content on social media, people go and check you out. It drives readers to your website link in your bio. And a lot of times they'll go over there and subscribe. And the people who do that are way more valuable than people who have just aimlessly clicked the link, because they've self-selected. They've driven themselves over there. So make sure you're doing all of these indirect methods. When you post great content, it sends people to your profile. You can see that on Instagram Insights. It'll tell you how many people went to your profile from that post. It'll also tell you how many people clicked over to your website. When you see that a post has been effective in doing that, do more posts like that, because they're fantastic. They are driving traffic indirectly to your website for you. Now, this technique is a long game. It takes a little longer to do, and you have got to do it carefully. So I want everybody to, as my old headmistress in school used to say, lend me your ears. Really hear me on this. Join Facebook groups around your 4 to 5 content categories and be a valuable contributor. This is a long game. I am not talking about sharing a link to subscribe to your email list or even sharing a link to your website, because that's considered spammy. So do not post links and promote directly, especially if it's not allowed. It's actually just bad form. Don't do it. What works, and you can do this as your personal profile when you're joining those groups, what works is when you post meaningful content and contributions and make great comments on other people's posts in that group, people will go over to your personal profile and check you out. And if you've linked your personal to your professional one, they will go and look at your business page. They will click through and go to your website. And you will get people who are targeted and your ideal collectors by doing this. As I said, it's a long game, but it's a very effective one. Don't let this one slip by. But do remember, don't be spammy. I had to put this one in here, although it's not one of my favorite ones, because you'll hear it talked about on the internet, and that's running a giveaway. I would not and do not recommend running Instagram and Facebook contests, because doing one that goes along with the terms of service that are part of Facebook Meta's rules is really difficult. And I see people breaking those rules every day. And when you break the rules, you run the risk of having Facebook shut you down. I don't want that to happen to you. So doing anything that requires people to tag a friend is a violation of the rules. Don't do it. Instead, run the giveaway from your website and then talk about it on social media. But don't run a giveaway on social media to grow your social media. Use it to grow your email subscription list and run it straight from your website. Now, I could spend a whole training just on how to do a giveaway, and I probably will in the future, but I wanted to add this in here because I know some people have thought about doing it, and I wanted to make that caveat. Please do not run an Instagram giveaway that requires that people tag 2 or 3 friends. That breaks Instagram's rules, and you might get away with it even 10 times, but then comes the 11th time and they shut you down. So don't do that. Same for Facebook. You are not supposed to require that people be tagged or that they share a link in order to win something. So if you're going to run something on Facebook or Instagram, please read their latest rules. They update them frequently so that you don't violate any of their terms of service. When giveaways are run well, I think they can bring you quality leads, quality subscribers. But if you're not careful in how you run a giveaway, what you end up with is just people who are looking for a freebie. So it's not my top favorite way of growing email lists. My last suggestion on here is really my most important one. Deliver valuable content in your emails and invite subscribers to share with interested friends and family. If a PS in every email that you send out to your subscribers says, if you found this really interesting or valuable, I would love for you to share it with any of your family or friends. When you do that, it exponentially can grow your email list because now your subscribers are becoming your advocates and helping you to grow your list. So don't leave that one off. I hope these have been helpful and given you some ideas on ways that you can immediately begin working on growing that email list to get your next 100 subscribers. Let me know in the comments how you're doing on this and what goals you're setting on for yourself. What's going to be your first next step? Happy painting, everybody. Bye-bye for now.